Christine, and this is my journey to convert this into a garden. Welcome to my Garden Odyssey. This is the area in the front of the plot that's been cleared in order to get that treatment plant and little pond in the distance. And what was interesting was, in amongst all this remaining weeds and branches and whatever, which I've never really ventured into because it's been so overgrown, they dragged the tree stump that they pulled out. I think there's two there, massive great tree trunks, roots, but you can see sycamores, you can see it start to grow. There's the bucket of sycamores, there's the hedge line right over there, some holly trees. So this is going to be an interesting hedge line. This line here though isn't too bad because that's the hedge line. There's a nice holly there. That's the hedge line from the back part of the garden. So if I can clear all this, that'll be good. But I'm going to keep those tree stumps and all these logs really, because they make a good hedge barrier. But I think moved a bit over into the hedge. Interesting. It's interesting walking here because I've not walked over this part of the garden before. It's so overgrown. Lovely evening with that sunlight. I'm going to move this incinerator over a bit so that it's not so close to these piles of wood, just in case they're tempted to burn. And I'll move this out of the way a bit. And underneath here is concrete, as I discovered. And so it should be quite safe to burn there. Okay, let's see. It's started to rain now, so I'm going to stop. But that looks better. You can actually see the rubbish tucked away under the brambles. I think if I had my hedge trimmer, I could really have a go at that, but it's in store along with all the other things I thought I wouldn't need. But that's not bad. There's some iris of some sort there, which I've got to be careful to retain, I think. So let's go back and look along the line again now. So all the way along there, all the way along to here, and then there's just this little bit here, and I'm almost in the corner. And I'm getting myself a wheelbarrow, so that will make it easier when I come to this part, because there's not only lots of bits of tree and branch and twigs, but lots of bricks and concrete to move. And I'm going to thin that out a bit, I think, that hedge, so that we can see it. It's really quite rewarding to reveal the hedge line, because it's actually a really nice hedge line, apart from all those bloody brambles. Look at them all. It's much nicer in the middle where the hawthorn is, and at the end where the hawthorn. You can see the hawthorn right at the end there, and at the other side. Oh, here comes the rain. And that was a much bigger job than I thought. That's the bucket, absolutely crammed with broken glass. Let's just about all broken glass in there. I'm going to have to think hard about how I deal with that. I can't be 100% certain it's all out, but I'll dig it over another day. It's starting to rain now, quite badly. So, oops, sorry, spinning round. One last look. Oh, I'm going to leave it there because it's so heavy and I don't want to pick it up and drop it. I think it might have to be a trip to the tip. Recycling centre, as they call it. For now, it stays in the bucket, and at some point when it's not pouring with rain, I'll maybe put it somewhere a little bit safer. Although nobody but me should be in the garden. She says. Over there looks much clearer now. I thought I was going to come out here earlier today when it was nicer. It's actually quite grey now, and I think I'm going to get caught by the rain any moment. But for now, it's the rake, the gloves, and today it's a bucket. Although I'm going to be raking up some of these branches that have been pushed into the hedge, I thought I might actually start tackling some of the bricks and concrete. You can't hardly see it. I might need to get my blower out to make it easier. That's a thought. So I might go back for that. The only trouble with the blower is I might have run out of battery. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to start by raking up some of these bits and pieces. I don't really want to think about the glass for now. We'll just focus on these bits of wood. And I might cut back some of that ivy because it's killing some of these trees here. Off we go.
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We're living. We're dreamers. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, we come alive.
Much clearer now behind my little shrine. Still found lots of bits of glass. I have to stop picking it up. Anyway, that's all got to be put on the. I'm going to call it the bonfire, but I don't know I'm ever going to light it. It's like a little house under there. Anyway, that's much clearer. You can actually see behind there. There's no wire. There's no pallets. Fence. I've called it a fence. Natural hedge. hedge, or hedges are natural. Anyway, natural fence we call it. It's looking good. I've been shoving the bigger branches in there, but then there's all this. I don't know how many times I've said it, but this is daunting. I'll start putting it in the bucket. It's so tempting just to dump it in that trench there, but I won't. I'll move all this stuff over to the bonfire, as we call it, and I'll just see how bad it is. And start at this end. Let's see how bad it is. Wire in the hedge, wire in the hedge. Surprisingly, I don't know why I'm surprised, but I am surprisingly so in around the hedge and where all the rubble is. It's really nice. You can see. Let's see if I get the rake. Rake it a bit. You'll see what I mean. There's lots of worms. It's really fine soil, nice colour. There's bits of clay, but then there's clay was dug out around here over the years, over on the common. That's why there's lots of big dips that look like they were ponds, but that's where clay was, I don't want to say mined, but of course it's not mined, it's dug out. So I'm going to stop now because my back is aching and I don't want to push things, especially those heavy buckets. So I get a better idea here. Yeah, that's better. That's before and this is after. Looks good. That's a huge amount of bricks and rubble. I get the feeling when they did the demo of the barn, which was over there, right over there, the base of the barn was brick, probably about 10, I want to say 10 courses, and of course lots of concrete. And I just have this feeling that a lot of the debris from that demo was just dumped over here because it's tucked away behind this hedge. Because there's no way, well, there's not been any other buildings on this land other than the barn and the porta cabins, and the porta cabins didn't have any brick. So all this brick is from the old barn and has been dumped here. So there's a big mound of soil here. I don't know that you can tell. That came out of, oh look, it's a piece of glass. That came out of that trench there where the electricity cable was, so it has to stay there really. But I can move all of that rubble and all those branches I can push back into the hedge, along with those branches over there that I've pulled out from other places, and turn that into a fence, a wooden made up fence. And there's some good old friends there, the old nettles. But when I think about it, that stretch from there, got this piece of glass in my hand, from there around to there is actually the last of the hedges around this plot. Wow, Christine. Oh, amazing. Daunting it may be, but my goodness, I'm nearly there with clearing these hedges. Then of course there's the hedge the other side of here, but that's for another time, another day. And I've got to get the brush cutter out for these oxtongue. The reason I've left them is that there's this electricity cable, and there's also telephone cable that runs across, and I don't want to go anywhere near those until I've got some means of exposing them and holding them out of the way so that I can clearly brush cut. The other thing is that the lovely Matthew Monk is going to come with his team at some point and remove the concrete. I've mentioned this already. And yeah, I'm going to get him to clear this path the way through here. Anyway, that's what I've done today. Cleared? Not cleared.